All right, today we are diving deep into our relationship with these little rectangles of glass and metal that are pretty much always within arm's reach. We're going to break down this idea of a digital detox and figure out what it really means to get your focus back in this crazy, hyper-connected world we're all living in. So let's just start with the big one, the question at the heart of all of this. Are you using your technology or is it using you? I mean, think about it. It sounds simple, right? But it's a really powerful question. It kind of forces you to stop and ask, hey, who's actually in the driver's seat when I grab my phone? Is it me or is it the phone? And to even begin to answer that, we've got to look at the world we're swimming in. And honestly, a lot of the time, it feels less like swimming and more like drowning in a digital deluge. Just think about a typical day for you. You've got notifications popping up, emails flooding in, social media updates, breaking news alerts. It's just this constant, nonstop whirlwind. And that feeling, that sense of being totally bombarded by digital noise, it's not just you. It's not in your head. It has literally become the new normal for so many of us. Okay, so living in that constant whirlwind, well, it comes with a price. There's this very real, almost hidden cost to all that digital noise. And it messes with our ability to think, to get real work done, and maybe most importantly, to just, be present. And this is where we need to bust a huge myth about productivity. We all love to say we're multitasking, right? Juggling a dozen tabs, a few chat windows. But what we're actually doing is just being busy. Our brains are just switching from one thing to the next super fast. It's totally inefficient and it's a one-way ticket to burnout. Real productivity, that awesome feeling of fulfillment, that comes from deep, focused work on one single thing at a time. Yeah, that feeling of burnout, it's so common, it actually has a name, digital fatigue. I mean, do any of these sound familiar to you? That constant mental exhaustion, finding it hard to concentrate, maybe even physical stuff like headaches or just not sleeping well. The key thing here is that this is not a personal failure. It's a completely normal response to a totally overwhelming environment. And get this, the actual cost of these interruptions is, well, it's staggering. Research shows that after just one little digital interruption, a single notification ping, it can take over 20 minutes to get your focus back completely. 20 minutes. Now, think about how many of those pings you get in just 1 hour. The math is kind of terrifying. So, why is this so hard? Why can't we just resist? Well, this is kind of the aha moment. This isn't a story about your lack of willpower. Nope. It's a story about something that is very, very intentional in the way our technology is designed. And this is maybe the most important thing you'll hear today. It's not your fault. Seriously, our apps, our social feeds, our devices, they're literally engineered down to the smallest detail to grab your attention and not let go. Once you really get that, the whole story changes. It's not about blaming yourself anymore. It's about taking your power back. Because look, you can't win a game that's rigged, but you can decide to play a different game entirely. So how do they do it? Well, here's the trick. It's all about something called the dopamine feedback loop. It's super simple, but crazy powerful. You get a ping, a notification. Your brain gets a tiny little reward, a little squirt of a chemical called dopamine. It feels good. And then your brain wants another one. Repeat. This cycle literally trains your brain to want to be interrupted. It's what keeps us coming back for more. Okay, so we get the problem. It's big, it's by design, so what do we do about it? How do we start to fix this? Well, we can start by trying on a whole new way of thinking about our tech. It's called the minimalist mindset. Now, digital minimalism doesn't mean you have to go live in a cave or, throw your smartphone into a lake. Not at all. It's really just a philosophy of being intentional. It's about consciously choosing to spend your time on the apps and activities that add real, genuine value to your life, and then just letting go of all the other noise. And I know this might sound a little backwards at first, but the idea here is super powerful. Constraints can actually lead to more freedom. By setting some rules, some boundaries on your tech, you end up freeing up the two most valuable things you have, your time and your attention. This whole philosophy really boils down to 4 main ideas. First, there's choice, really choosing the tech that gives you value. Then, constraint, setting those all-important boundaries. Next is mindfulness, actually being present when you do use tech. And finally, simplification, just clearing out all the digital clutter. Put them all together and you've got a solid game plan for taking back control. All right, so we've got the philosophy down.
Let's get practical. How can you actually start using these ideas to reclaim your focus, like right now, today?
One of the easiest, most powerful things you can do is to create screen-free zones. We're talking actual physical spaces where screens just aren't allowed. And you can start small. The dining table, perfect place to start. But the big one, the real game changer, is making your bedroom a total sanctuary from screens. That way, your brain starts to remember, oh yeah, this room is for sleeping, not for one more scroll.
And this really gets at the bigger shift in mindset, right? It's all about moving from being reactive, jumping every single time your phone makes a noise, to being intentional. Instead of letting your tech run your day, you decide when to check in. Instead of just aimlessly scrolling through whatever the algorithm feeds you, you curate what you see. The point is, you get to be in control again.
When you boil it all down, it really just comes to this. Technology should be a tool that you use, not a tyrant that uses you. The entire goal here is to put our tech back where it belongs, as something that serves us and not the other way around. So, that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. This doesn't have to be some huge, life-altering change overnight. Just think about it. What's one small thing, one activity, maybe 1 hour, or even just one conversation that you are going to reclaim from your screen starting today?